Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Just Joe Thoughts. I'm your host, Joe. Please do me a favor, press that like button, subscribe, share this, leave a comment. Just now, I left an event. It was a charity event with everyone who is black and powerful in South Florida was there. I was there representing my cousin and her organization. And right now, I'm currently heading home to change so I can go to a baby shower in which I'm shooting for my boy, a friend of mine of 20 years. Him and his wife is having a child, and I will be there supporting them, but this time with the camera in my hands. But what I want to talk to you guys about, self-reflection, right? I don't know how many of you are aware of the saying, the eyes sees all but itself, right? And what that means is that it is extremely easy for us to see everything around us, everything that is happening around us, the people in our lives in terms of how they show up. But it's often very difficult for us to see ourselves in terms of how we show up, right? And self-reflection is an opportunity that we take in order to take a look at ourselves by the examples and the treatment that we receive from the world around us and the people around us, right? So, and that's a good way in which we can see in terms of how we're showing up, because people will let you know whether you realize it or not, right? People will show you who you are by how they treat you, and it's often a reflection of how you treat them. And pretty much that's not always the case, because you do have those individuals who just have problems with everybody, right? You do have folks who are constantly living in a trauma and bring drama to their life all the damn time, right? So, but for the most part, how people treat you is a huge reflection on how you show up on their radar. All right. So, and I want to speak specifically on relationship. And look, I'm no relationship expert, but when you get to my age, right, when you reach the age of 43 and have been in many different relationships, you're somewhat of an expert, right? You somewhat have some knowledge, awareness, and understanding of relationships. And what I'm here to say is that, it is extremely important that you take a look at yourself, right? And understand this, right? Men and women, we're not the same. Men are different, women are different, right? And for the most part, women need to feel protected, safe, and secure. And they need a man that is capable and able to provide them that protection, to provide them that security, so that they can feel safe, so that they can bask in their feminine energy. And it's essential as a man that you provide that to your woman, right? You can't be out here calling yourself a man and you can't even ensure the safety and protection of your woman. You're not a man, right? Now, on the flip side, men needs to feel respect. Men need to feel that they are respected by their woman, right? And it's not really that difficult, because just think about the people that you respect. How do you treat the people that you respect? More specifically, let's look at your boss, right? Your employer. How do you treat your boss, right? You're not always happy with your boss. You're not always happy with the jobs or the tasks that your employer may provide you to do, right? However, it doesn't prevent you from not showing up and being respectful. It doesn't prevent you from taking some form of control in how you communicate to your boss, right? And the same for your relationship, right? Ladies, I'm not saying that your man is your boss. However, your boss is not going to sacrifice his life for you, right? And if your man is doing his best to provide you security, safety, and protection, and you've decided to be committed to that man, the least you can do is be respectful to that man, the least you can do. If you happy with that man, if you finding yourself being in love with that man, then show up with respect towards that man. And the way that that comes across is how you communicate with him, right? And I understand that you may have your past trauma, right, from past relationships in which you have walls that you have built up, okay? Or even certain issues with your man that cause you to build up a certain wall, okay? But if the effort are being done so that these walls can come down, so that trust, respect, and all of these things can be built, then of course, ladies, do your part. Find a way to properly communicate your grievances with your man, okay? And communication is extremely important, right? So don't just let things build up within you. The first time you see that there is something that you are unhappy with, before you see it over and over and over again, right? Nip it in the bud. Have a conversation with him. Have a open and honest conversation with him, and even ask him, are you open to talk? Because there is something that is very important to me, and I want to talk to you about this. I want to express to you how this makes me feel. Am I able to talk to you about that? Right? And express that. But if you wait and this thing continues to happen and you haven't had that conversation about it, then by the time you open up your mouth, you're going to be fed up and pissed off and pretty much combative. And he's probably going to shut down. He's probably going to look at you as you're just a combative woman, right? And your grievances may actually be, you may have an actual reason behind it, right? It may just be extremely justified. However, how you talk, how you communicate, right, is extremely important. And you want to be heard, right? And I'm sure your man, your significant other, wants to be heard as well. So fellas, this is for you. Listen, if she is coming to you with an issue or something that affects her, right? I'm not saying when she comes to you all combative and then just talking off the neck, it's going to be very hard to control yourself and how you receive that. But what I'm saying here is, if she takes the time to come to you and say, sweetie, honey, there's something important that I want to say to you, right? Are you capable of listening to me? Brother, shut up and just listen. Okay? Don't think about defending. Just listen. She may have a point, but she may not. It don't matter if she don't have a point. Just listen. Try to understand where she's coming from. Because she needs to be heard. So it's important that you take the time to hear her out. See what is really coming from her mouth. See what is really affecting her. Because, of course, it's going to affect how she deals with you. So we have to learn to be active listeners. And that is the key ingredient to communication, is active listening. Right? So be that person to really take the time and self-reflect. See how you show up in your relationship. Look at the things that you do and say, and your behaviors, right? And how those behaviors can affect your partner. Because it will affect your partner. It can affect your partner in the positive or in the negative. And if it affects your partner in the negative, then find a way to communicate that. Especially if it's somebody that you know internally that you love, right? If you love this person and you want to be with this person is your person, right? So take the time to communicate, which means take the time to be an active listener. Listen to one another, okay? And ladies, listen to your man. Listen to who he is, and find out and try to understand what he needs to feel respected by you. All right? And fellas, listen to her and find out and try to understand what she needs in order for her to feel safe, secure, so she can bask in her feminine energy, so she can be comfortable in your presence, so she can relax. Just your thoughts. Peace.